Hello friends, welcome back to the DevOps channel. My name is Shuraj Thilang. So today we are going to see about Terraform variables. In my last video, we had seen about Terraform variables theoretically. So today also, I think I have not done with the full like a theoretically. So today also we are going to see about theoretical, and we'll try to understand variables. Okay, how can we use it? So let's go to my ppt. So this is my ppt about Terraform variables. So let's go. We had seen last time in last video till here, right? So we had seen the basic syntax of declaring variables also. So we had not seen how can we understand. So see, best example to understand variables. So Terraform variables, how can we understand? That's why just I have given here one example. So there is, suppose there is one company, and okay, any company you can consider, and for that company always, like many time it can be happen, right? Like employees are going from one company to the another company, right? They are changing the companies to getting high purpose, right? Or for the personal growth purpose, right? So in this case, suppose one CEO X, suppose there is a company XYZ company, and that company's CEO is changed. So on the many places, that CEO name may be explained or displaying, right? So that CEO name needs to be changed if that CEO is changed, right? Then suppose there is on the like a 10,000 plus documents, there is a CEO name. Is it possible to change like manually? No, right? So for that purpose also we can use the variables. Suppose, see, I have given here one example purposely. See, variable CEO name. Suppose we are giving the name to that variable as a CEO name right here, and description name of the company CEO, right? Then default John Doe, right? Default CEO name is John Doe, right? So for the CEO name, this is the variable name. CEO name is the variable name. If we are changing here default value like a John Doe, instead of the John Doe, if we are putting there Audrey or something xyz name, then on the all places this name will be displayed, right? So variable is this much of important. See, company resources, I think from this example, this is a fantastic example to understand variables, right? On one place only, if we are changing, then for this variables default value is displaying on the all places, right? If they are using the variable name CEO name, right? So let's go. Company resources, resource company, my company. See, name is my company. So how can we use that variable? Now we are going to see. I would like to show you this practically also, but now just showing this theoretically here. If you are understood properly theoretically, then you can understand the practical things also, right? So in this case here, we have used the CEO name. See how we use here CEO. See, while using the variables, we need to use var dot, right? And then variable name. See, var dot CEO underscore name. This is the CEO underscore name we had given here for the variable, right? And var dot, it means this is the variable name. So in this variable name, default value is John Doe, right? So if this company, my company, is going to change the CEO name, then they have to change here only John Doe, right? Then default value will take this CEO name variable, right? Then address is this. Then HR department, resource department, HR name, HR department manager, var dot CEO underscore name. CEO acts as a as the manager of the HR department, right? So there may be like different departments like HR departments, finance department, and IT departments, right? In everywhere, if they are using manager var.ceo name, then this will be affected on the, or this will be displayed wherever CEO name is available. There on all the place, this CEO name will reflect there. This was the best example. So in this above example, we define a variable CEO name to store the name of the CEO. The CEO's name is referenced using var.ceo underscore name wherever needed, such as in the company resource and various department resources. If the CEO changes, we only need to update the value of the CEO name variable. I had told you already, we need to change the value for CEO name on the variable name, right? Then, and the new CEO's name will automatically propagate to all relevant places in the Terraform configuration. This approach ensures consistency and simplifies maintenance, as the CEO's name only needs to be updated in one place rather than in multiple locations throughout the configuration. Already I had told you all about this. Then how to use variables in Terraform configuration file. In Terraform variables are in Terraform, variables are used to parameterize your configuration files, making them more flexible and reusable. Here is how you can use variables in Terraform configuration files for Azure. Declare variables. Define variables in your Terraform configuration file, usually with a .tf extension. You can do this using the variable block. So this is the variable block. So variable, and in double quote we need to write the variable name, right? Then description, you can write name of the resource group. Then types is string, right? Then variable location. See, description is location for the Azure resources, and default we have given type string. Default is east US. You can provide a default value if needed. Suppose already there is a like a resource group, then I have Azure rm underscore resource group. See, already there is a like a example resource group is there. Then we have taken here, this is the resource group and location for this, right? While creating the variable, we use this, and then we have created the variable for resource group. Then look for the location also. In variable we write var dot resource group name. See, resource group, see, resource group name, resource group name, we have given here resource group name, right? Then location var dot location, we have given here east us, right? So reference variables, use the variables throughout your configuration files by referencing them with the var prefix. So I have already told you we need to use the var. Then how to use variables in Terraform configuration, same way I came here, like step by step assign values. When running Terraform, you can assign values to these variables using various methods. There are some methods we can assign values for variables using the different method. So first method is command line flags, pass value directly via the command line. Suppose there is a one variable which we have given name, suppose resource group name my rg, right? Suppose we have mentioned this in variable, then we can use here terraform apply happen var, and in single quoted resource group name is equal to my happen rg. Then location also west us we can use here. Like multiple variables we can use in the command line also. Then method 2, method B, you can say variable files. Create a .tf file to specify variable values. So resource group name my RG, location west US. So we can specify this into the .tf file also. Then run Terraform commands with the happen var happen file option. See, this is the option for B. If you are writing in this in this method, then you need to apply like this. Terraform apply happen var happen file is equal to in double quote my vars dot tf vars, right? Then there is a third method, environment variables. Define environment variables with a specific naming convention. Export tf underscore var underscore resource and underscore group underscore name is equal to in double quote my happen rg. Same way location also west us. Method D is saying that interactive input Terraform will prompt you to input variable values if not provided through any other means. And by utilizing variable, you can easily customize your Terraform deployments for different environments or scenarios without modifying the configuration file themselves. What is interpolation syntax? So we will understand about the interpolation syntax refers to the way in which variables, attributes and other expressions can be embedded within string to dynamically generate configuration values. This allows you to reference values from Terraform resources, variables, outputs and functions within your configuration files. Interpolation syntax in Terraform is denoted with the different symbols like a dollar, then open curly braces and close curly braces, or dollar curly braces var dot close curly braces. Then depending on what you are referencing, for example, dollar curly braces var dot my underscore variable, its bracket is closed, is used to reference a variable. Then in this case you can use this way also, right? Then is used to reference the id attribute of an aws ec2 instance name my underscore instance. Here has given dot my underscore instance dot id. Interpolation enables you to create more flexible and dynamic configuration by dynamically substituting values into your Terraform configuration file based on the current state of your infrastructure and the values of your variables. Settings default values for variables. Now how can we set the default values for variables? We will see here. In Azure cloud you can set default values for variables in various services and configurations such as Azure Service Manager, that's we call ARM templates, Azure PowerShell scripts, Azure CLI scripts and Azure DevOps pipelines. So setting default values for variables helps streamline the deployment process and ensures consistency across deployments. Here is how you can set default values for variables in some common Azure deployment scenarios. So this is the first ARM template in the JSON format. So you can define this in parameters with default values. So this is the parameter. So and default value is my storage account. Here default value specifies the default value for the parameter. Then second, Azure PowerShell. You can define variables with default values directly in the script also in PowerShell. Say this is the PowerShell script dollar resource group name space is equal to space in double quote my resource group, right? Here is dollar resource group name is assigned the default value my resource group. Then third is a Azure CLI. Using Azure CLI, it is same like a PowerShell. So using Azure CLI also we can do this. Resource group name is assigned the default value my resource group name here. Then fourth way is Azure DevOps pipeline. This is what we are going to see and what we are going to learn all about the pipeline also in future. So in Azure DevOps pipeline, you can define variables at the pipeline level with default values. These variables can then be used across pipeline stages and jobs. For example, you can define a variable in the pipeline YAML file. So while using the YAML file, we write like this, right? So by setting default values for variables in Azure deployments, you can ensure that your deployments have consistent configuration and reduce the need for manual intervention during the deployment process. Then prompting for variable values during Terraform execution. In Terraform, you can prompt for variable values during execution using the happen var flag followed by the variable name. This is useful when you want to input sensitive or dynamic values interactively rather than hard coding them into your configuration file. So here is a demonstration of how to use it. Let's assume you have a Terraform configuration file name main.tf with a variable name region. See variable region, then this is the name of variable region. For this region, name has given only region, description the region where resources will be deployed. So to prompt for the value of the region variable during execution, follow these steps. Navigate to the directory containing your Terraform configuration file main.tf. Run the Terraform apply command with the happen var flag followed by the variable name. This is how you can run this Terraform apply happen var then is equal to region. When you run this command, Terraform will prompt you to entering the your location, in which location you want to deploy your resources. That location will be deployed needs to be applied there. So here has given the same. So now let's see about the best practices for using variables. So naming conventions, then organizing variables, then tips for managing variable files. So when working with the variable in Terraform, it's essential to follow best practices to maintain the readability, consistency, and manageability across your infrastructure code base. Here are some best practices for using variables. So naming conventions, descriptive names, then consistent style. Then again we can see the avoid we need to avoid the abbreviations while creating the variables. Then prefixes, these kind of use. If we are speaking about the descriptive names, then use clear and descriptive names for your variables to indicate their purpose or usage. Then consistent style, follow a consistent naming convention across your variables to ensure readability and maintainability. For example, you could use camel case or snake case. Avoid using abbreviations in variable names unless they are widely understood and don't sacrifice clarity. Prefixes, consider using prefixes to distinguish between different types of variables. For example, VM underscore size, then resource underscore group underscore name, etc. Then organizing variables, grouping, organizing related to variables together. Guys or friends, if you understood this all theoretically, then while creating the variables, believe in me, definitely you will understand why we are doing the things and what is the meaning of from the things. So that's why only first of all I'm telling this all in short videos, and after that I'll take practically all variables. So now second type is group, organizing variables. Grouping, organize related to variables together either within the same file or across multiple files. File structure, consider organizing variables into separate files based on their usage or scope. For example, you could have separate files for environment specific variables, resource specific variables, or global variables. Then model level variables. Define variables at the model level if they are specific to a particular model. Then hierarchy. Maintain a hierarchical structure for variable files to reflect the structure of your infrastructure. For example, you could have a folder structure for different environments, that is dev happen prod and separate variable files within each environment folder. Managing variable files, use variable files, store variables in separate files rather than hard coding them directly into your configuration file. This makes it easier to manage and update variables independently. Use variable files. How can we use, if you are reading this and understanding this sentence and this use variable sentence and this all things, then definitely you will use it properly. Version control, store variable files along with your Terraform configuration files in version control system like Git to track changes and collaborate the with team members. Environment specific variables, define your environment specific variables in separate files, that is variable happen dev.tf or variables happen fraud.tf to keep them organized and easily manageable. So define environment specific variables in separate files, that is as per your like environments. If there is a prod environment, there is a dev environment, like this we need to keep this separately. Then sensitive data, store sensitive data such as password, access keys or secrets in secure locations outside of version control, such as Terraform clouds or Azure Key Vault, and reference them in your variable files securely. So demo time working with Terraform variables. Now let's walk through a simple demonstration of how to work with Terraform variables. In this example, we'll create a Terraform configuration to deploy a virtual machine in Azure, and we'll use variables to specify the virtual machine size and the resource group name. Then, like this purpose, we can go ahead and start to work demo, right? Demo session is starting. All about the practicals now. See, all about practical you will see here, and summary and all those things. So guys, we'll see this practical in next video, and that is not like that will not take more time. I'll create this video tomorrow only. Okay, thank you so much. Today I had this much only. So till this time, if someone had not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. Thank you so much. Bye bye, take care.